Are these your notes? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
I mean, I gotta do something.
Wait, give me 1 sec, and you are good. Perfect.
It's like outrageous how cute
I
we
know.
are. Ooh.
Gosh.
How's my hair now? You smushed it.
I did.
Hello and welcome to the U.S. Soccer Podcast. My name is David Goss. This is the show where every week we bring you in-depth interviews with U.S. soccer stars, icons, and legends, as well as some behind-the-scenes heroes you may not know, and take you inside the U.S. men's and women's national teams at every level. Today we've got a special one. U.S. women's national team and Portland Thorns midfielder Sam Coffey. Sam sat down with her old friend and teammate and my co-host Meghan Klingenberg. Kling is traveling this week, so she's not with us, but don't worry, she'll be back soon. And Alejandro Bedoya, his other job has gotten pretty busy as the Philadelphia Union have moved on to the next round of the MLS playoffs. So congrats to Ale. We love you, we are supporting you, and we are excited to continue watching you on the field. Let's talk about the interview, though. Kling and Sam talk about everything from Sam's famous shirt tuck to why Sam thinks that playing piano has actually improved her skills on the soccer field. There's even a really cool digression in here about how we need more good books about women's soccer. And on the topic of books, let me give you some context before we get into the interview, because this stuff comes up a few times. Sam's from a family of writers. Her father, Wayne, is an acclaimed sports writer and author. Her sister, Alex, is also a famous sports writer, and her brother, Sean, is a broadcaster. So it sounds like we'll be having the Coffey family on maybe for a future episode, as they're all in the media world. But for now, let's get into the interview.
Sammy, I am so happy you're here. Thank you for being here and welcome to the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here with you.
I don't know how this is going to go, everyone. We're going to be giggling the whole time.
We truly are.
Okay, but we are going to start off like a little bit serious.
Oh, okay.
Not too serious.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Here we go.
I can keep it together.
The World Cup is in 2 years.
Yep.
And you're coming into this camp. What are you all focusing on? What are the priorities for the team?
Yeah, obviously it's been a while since we've been together. Obviously, like our last camp was June, July. So that's like 3-ish months that we were back in our club markets. And it kind of felt like an eternity. Every time I feel like I was catching up with them, I was like, is it time yet? Like, can we get back into camp? Because I think it truly is like an environment that people love to be in and just, I think brings out the best in people. So I think first and foremost, we're just like coming back together again. I think I said to broadcast today that it felt like the first day of school. Like we're all just coming in, like everyone's fresh, excited. Well, maybe not fresh, it's October, but excited and just like ready to get back to work. I think it's gonna like take a second for us to kind of recalibrate and remember each other's tendencies and kind of get back into a rhythm, which I think that's inevitable. But yeah, I think we're just like diving right back into the work that we've been doing for this first half of the year and how we can continue to like really get into some of the nuanced details of the things we want to work on and develop and the ways we want to improve and to really just finish this year strong and set us up for 2026 well.
Love that. Were you like the girly that loved the first day of school? Because I feel like you did.
I mean, like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, the year. It was like I had a cute outfit and like my new backpack.
And your back to school supplies.
Gosh, you know I love stationery.
I do.
Yes, my back to school supplies, my pens, my pencils, my Post-its, like that I was excited for. And then it'd be like a weekend and I'm like, ugh, all right, can I go back to summer? So, but this feels more like coming back together, seeing everyone after it's been so long, reminding yourself of like our system, our principles here instead of I think what we've all been doing with our clubs. And like I said, I think that it'll take a second. We've only had 2 sessions, then we're going right into 3 games. So I'm sure there'll be some growing pains, but I do think it's all about preparing ourselves for like all the things that we're gonna face too in the future and how this camp can really be a great setup for that.
Now on the field, you have a very, as I like to call it, distinctive style. You always wear...
Is that a compliment?
Yes, yes it is. So you always, your distinctive style is you're always wearing your scrunchie and your tucked in shirt. By the way, I thought that I'd go with a little like French tuck today just to honor you.
Not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing.
Yeah,
no,
that'd be
I can
crazy.
only go so far.
Yeah, I mean, you could rock it. Come on.
We'll see. We'll talk about that later. But I did want to know, like, where did this distinctive style come from? And have you ever thought about being untucked?
Well, if you recall, my rookie year with the Thorns, that kind of first half, I was untucked. I was free. I was just living, I don't know, untucked.
Yeah.
And then I think I've told this story before, but I went to my first women's national team camp in May of 2022, and it was like I was on the training roster for the team that was then going to CONCACAF to qualify for the World Cup. So I would go to camp with the team domestically for like a week and a half, and then they would all fly to Mexico, and I would come back to Portland. And I just had like the best experience. It was, you know, like your first camp, was first foot in the door. Like you're like, wow, like this is so cool. I'm so excited and grateful and excited and want to just continue to grow and be in this environment. And I think we actually had a game in LA, and I flew back to meet the team there. And I think, like I said, I was feeling a lot of motivation after that of like this being my dream, and I just want to continue to chase it and get after it and grow and just take steps forward. And I don't know, it's so strange, but we were playing in LA, and we're about to go out on the field, and I do my normal pregame pee stop, and I come back out, and my shirt was like accidentally tucked. Once I just like pulled my short back up, left the bathroom. Sorry, that's not appropriate. I don't know.
I love it.
Cut it.
I mean, this is just human.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, when you just pull your shorts a little too high, your shirt's tucked into your pants. You're like, oops, let me untuck that. Is what the normal person would do. But I like come out and I'm washing my hands, and I like look in the mirror, and I'm kind of like, this might be who you've always been. And I just like, it's like, all right, let me just leave it. I mean, I obviously like I washed my hands, and I retucked it so I didn't look insane. But I was like, I fear this might be your personality. Like this might be, it just is who I've always been. Yeah, so that was like and again, coming off this experience, I'm like, let's get tucked, get to work, like just like get after it, do the dirty work, whatever it takes. Like I just want to continue to like grind and work and be the best that I can be. And I just kept doing it after that.
But this is so shocking to me because honestly, I thought that you've been tucking since you were in diapers.
No.
Like, you literally rock it so hard.
Well, so that's
that
what it felt like. It just
you've been
always
doing
was
it
me.
since you were a
Well,
toddler.
thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I just came out of the womb tucked in. Well, I went to Penn State, as you know.
Yes.
And
we are, of
course. And one of our pillars there is blue collar, and not that they like made us tuck our shirts there, but like having a blue collar mentality was always really instilled to me, and I think is a value that I really cherish. I think it's just like, again, I think Penn State, like the mentality is just like, you're going to grind for it, you're going to work for it, get dirty, get down with it, and just get the job done no matter what. And I do think there are some external things that you can do that like align with that. I think maybe shirt tucking being one of them. I think it's just like an old school style that I think really fits me. As you know, I am a bit of an old soul.
Yes.
And I think I've just have loved it. I think it's like maybe a little controversial. Some people are like, it looks awful. And I'm like,
incorrect.
Well, it's just out of my way too. Yeah. So I'm sorry that you feel so passionately about it.
And I think it's funny because I have said since the time that I knew you that you're grandma chic. Like that is your style
Postal
and your
grandma
whole
as well.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Grandma or grandpa, either.
You're like, why discriminate?
Yeah. No, I've always been a bit of an old soul. And so I do think there's something kind of like classic about the look, and Emma will always kind of comment on that too. Even like the scrunchie, I think also sort of aligns with that. And it's not intentional. I'm not trying to be like a 90s soccer player, but like I love so many of them, and I think it's really like aligns with my personality and like my style of play. So I'm just like, all right, let's stick with it. Let's stick with it. Stick with the brand, you know?
Do not change.
No, I have no intentions of doing that.
Good. Yeah. Now, you and I have done a lot of interviews over the years, and I feel like sometimes the questions can get a little bit repetitive.
Okay.
And so since I know you so well, I thought it would be fun to kind of invite everybody else into some of just our normal conversations. And as you know, we can kind of wax poetic. We sometimes vent. We sometimes
Karaoke.
get a little or a lot weird.
Yeah.
We sometimes karaoke, which we will get into later.
Oh.
So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Oh no.
Yes.
Am I gonna have to sing?
Just stay tuned, stay tuned.
So it's not in the fine print.
Yeah, exactly. So I was wondering, like, let's go, Sam Coffey. You
Okay.
ready to get a little weird with me?
Let's get weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's where
I'm always down.
where we're gonna go.
Okay.
Joy equals success. What does this mean to you?
I literally just think of you. Like, I
What?
really do. I feel like you, from the time I met you in Portland and just like the leader that you were and still are, specifically for that team, like you just embodied what it means to play with joy and like keep that at the center of everything. And I actually, I don't know if you remember this, but I do.
Okay.
My rookie year, I don't know if I was asking you or if someone else was asking you like, what's the secret, Kling? Because like you were a veteran on our team and just were like doing it so successful. And like, what's the secret? And I remember you vividly saying like, don't lose the joy and like, don't ever lose sight of that being why you play. And I think as you progress in this wild world of both NWSL and international play, like, you know, it's crazy out there. Anything can
is.
happen at any point. Things in your control, things out of your control. And it's easy to get caught up in all of that. But I think when you are reminded of like why you play in the first place, and I think even like that younger version of yourself that literally just loved to like kick a soccer ball against the wall for hours. And
Yeah.
I know you were the same.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that just puts like everything else follows after that, and everything else falls into place once you're like keeping that at the center. So yeah, I mean, I truly do think of you when you say joy equals success, but I think when I'm playing my most joyfully, I'm often playing my best soccer. And so keeping that at the forefront is always a focus for me.
I love that. Thank you. It makes me, it gives me all the warm tinglies. But if joy equals success is like my thing, what's yours?
Can I steal that?
You may.
I don't know. I don't know if I have like a thing. My faith is a huge part of my life, and I think like for me it's always been bigger than just soccer or just like a win or a loss. Obviously it's like so easy to be results driven and to just like how you do, and it just depends on the week you catch me on. Like, did we just have an awesome win or did we just like get clobbered or like whatever? And you're like, okay, well, I live week to week. But I think for me, just remembering that what I'm doing presently also has the potential to have like lasting impact. And I think the game is so much bigger than a win or a loss. And that we do, like, I think being in this world, we do have so much influence, and we have the ability to like really be stewards of the game and to leave things better than we found it. And whether that's like the way you treat a teammate or the way you interact with a staff member, or getting to like walk alongside someone during something hard that they're going through, or we're fighting for equal pay. Like, I think the scale is wide, but if we all like embrace sort of like our bigger why and purpose behind playing, I think we are just going to continue to leave the game better than we found it, and hopefully continue to move it forward. And just like the world too. And like, this is your world. This is like your little pocket. And like, we all want to be, I think, contributors to like positive change, but like, how does that happen realistically? And I think it's like being right where you are and having an impact in that.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like when you're playing your best, is like you're totally putting everything else aside, playing for your why. But there's like sometimes where we're not able to get to that place, where we're not flowing, where we do feel stuck. How do you, when you're in that moment, just get your mind out of the way and let your body do what it already knows how to do?
Yeah, that's such a good question. And I think I'm still like learning the answer to that as I evolve. And I think maybe it's meant something for me in one season of my life than it necessarily means now. But I do think it comes back to so much of what we talked about with joy. Like, I have little like wrist tape that I play with, and I write my little reminders to myself. And I will always write like little Sammy, like the younger version of myself. And I think for me, if I'm like in my head or if I'm making a mistake, like I know is not like better than whatever the heck that means, or like that maybe I shouldn't make, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I think just like almost smiling like in the moment, and just like almost not taking yourself so seriously. And again, coming back to like, this is what I've always loved to do. And if I'm doing it in a way where I'm like beating myself up, or I'm being overly critical, or I'm just being too harsh with myself, or I'm playing for reasons that are not the reasons that I started playing in the first place, then like I'm never going to be my best. And for me, that just like simplifies things, and it puts things in order. And it's not about the action that I messed up, or dwelling on whatever I did that might have been wrong. It's almost about like, okay, well, I made a mistake. What can I do about it? How can I grow? Seeing it all as information, as we talked about.
As we talk about extensively.
Always information. It's just like,
It is.
wow, this is a chance for me to get better.
Yeah.
I messed this up. Okay. I have a choice in the moment. Like, am I going to dwell, or am I going to beat myself up, tell myself I'm not good enough, or I suck, or whatever the lie is, right? And we all do it. Like, it's such toxic, like, ways that we can treat ourselves. Or am I going to choose to see it as an opportunity, and as a way that I can just like grow my game even more, and master another skill, and whether that's mental or a technical or tactical skill. So I think, those things, like coming back to the love and the joy, and like simplifying what the game is, which is that it is so fun and I love it. And like when I'm in that, I am in flow.
Yeah.
And then also seeing every like, mistake or setback, if you will, as just an opportunity to grow.
One of the reasons why I think that you've had such an awesome career so far is because of that mindset and seeing everything as an opportunity. And you've really been working on your mental game. And it's been so cool to see the trajectory of your career since you've been doing that. And that's not new, but it's something that you've really been investing in. You can see the difference. Now, one of the other things that I think that has been a huge differentiator in your game is your family. Not only their love and support, and by the way, to everybody, they show up to every single game, whether it's Portland Thorns, USWNT, it does not matter. They will be there. By the way, will they be at this game? I'd love to give them hugs.
Is the sky blue? But of course they'll be there. You will give them hugs. They will track you down.
Okay. Great. That's what I need.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
You down. You will be getting a Wayne hug, whether you like it or
Love
not.
it. I love a Wayne hug, so I'm excited about that. But the other reason is that not only are they always coming and showing up and giving the support, but they are a family of artists and creators. How has your upbringing and seeing the creativity that your family has kind of put out into the world impacted your career?
Yeah, I think I feel like such pride just like being a part of the Coffey family, if you will. And I think I always say like it's one of like the most proud things that I am is literally just to be a Coffey. And I have so much love for my family. We're really close. We like never get to see each other outside of the games, and like but my brother and sister I rarely get to see. And so even my sister lives in Philly, so she'll be able to come to this game.
Lovely.
But it's just like these little impromptu like, oh, you're in Boston, I'm in Boston, like we don't even put two and two together. But yeah, I think sports has always been like one of the foundations of our family, like from as early as I can remember. It was baseball and hockey and tennis and football and obviously soccer. And we all just have such a love for sport and like its power. And I think in that love, I think presents itself in different ways. Like for my sister and my brother and my dad, it's really like in storytelling. And even my mom was also a writer earlier in her career as well, and like loves to play tennis, so she's got that too. But I think it's been interesting to be on the other side of it as an athlete, and they're all kind of coming from like the media side, and now I'm coming from it from the athlete side. And so it's been this like interesting blend of our worlds. But I think my parents just from like a really young age instilled in us a really, great work ethic and I think an understanding of what it means to use your influence for good and like to be a good person. And again, kind of like I touched on already, like you just seeing whatever your vocation is and whatever it is that you're doing as an opportunity to do more and like serve the people around you. And so Yeah, I just love my family. They're insane, like in every sense of the word.
I totally get that.
Insane, yeah. Structured, no. Morals, yes. But yeah, I think I'm so proud of like the work my brother and my sister are doing, and you know, even in kind of following my dad's footsteps. So I do think though it's all been really divine, like the way that our lives have kind of like panned out, sort of following the footsteps of our parents in different ways, and that we do have this shared love for sport and its power and its impact, but kind of in those sort of different niches. So yeah, love them. They're crazy.
Yeah. You mentioned that your dad has storytelling as a creative outlet and your mom does tennis. What's yours?
I actually have quite a few. I mean, I love to write. I did major in journalism in college. You had to major in something, right? You couldn't just, I didn't go to play school. But no, yeah. I did major in journalism. I transferred from BC, and when I was at BC, I actually really wanted to study theology, but it didn't pan out at Penn State, so I became a journalism major.
Cool.
And they have an amazing journalism program there and great communication school, and loved doing that there. But I do love to write. And I mean, I don't do it like for anyone or in any sort of significant or serious way, but like, you know, I love to journal, girl. And I always have got my books with me, and I'm like a scribe. So I do love to write in whatever capacity that might look like. I wouldn't say I'm artistic, maybe in like the
I would 100% push back on that. I would say that what you do on the field is art.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I'm thinking very one-dimensional. I'm thinking like painting.
I think there's so much more crossover between like art, the art kids and the jocks than they ever led us to believe when we were younger.
That's so true. They put us in a box, didn't they? Yeah, no, you're so right. I backtrack. I'm being too hard on myself. But yeah, I'm definitely a hobby girl. Like I like to try new things. I do love like engaging in activity that isn't soccer. I think it's like really important and good for me. I love to sail, as you know. I have a little sailboat in Portland. I love music.
Which you never took me out on.
Yeah.
By the way.
So here's the thing, Clay.
Can we correct this?
Yeah,
mistake?
we absolutely can. You're going to have to come and visit me again, though, so that's going to
I am, by the way. I'll tell you about that later.
I'm lost to find out. But yes, please do, and we will arrange a sail.
Great.
I've been having motor trouble. So I would never want to.
Why do you have a motor? It's a sailboat.
I'm in a marina, though, and I have to get out of the marina to get to the river.
Okay.
So I can't just sail out. That would be a problem. Anyway, well, we can discuss the logistics at a later date.
Great.
But yeah, I love to sail. Like I'm very outdoorsy. I think anytime I'm able to just like connect with nature and go on a hike or go to, I mean, you know, Portland and Oregon is just like full of incredible spots.
Lovely.
I love music. Like I love listening to music. I played piano for a while as a kid. I haven't really much anytime lately, but yeah, I would say some of that is my creative outlet. Knitting, I haven't knit in a while though. I got to get back to my ways. And I actually shout out Jessie Fleming, Canada, boo. But Jessie,
we love you.
We love you, Jessie. She kind of got me into film photography. And so I've been bringing my film camera with me everywhere. It's a little Canon AE1, and I've just been messing around with that.
That's
just
amazing.
Trying new things, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. You have so many hobbies.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call them hobbies because I'm not like, I feel like you have to have a level of consistency with a hobby. I'm kind of just like, let me try this, let me try that. Yeah, I would say like sailing is definitely a hobby. Like I do that consistently. I don't know if nature's a hobby, but I mean, I love it. So.
I mean, let's call it a hobby.
Yeah, sure,
Why not?
sure, why not?
I mean, being out there
Being
hiking,
out there, yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned books. I love books too, as you know.
Yes.
And there's this saying that goes, I need to make sure that I say this right. That there's a saying that the smaller the ball, the better the book.
Smaller the ball.
The better the book.
I don't think I've heard this.
Okay,
Who said
so
that?
meaning, I don't.
Who said it?
I'm not entirely sure. Yes, it was me. It was my producer helping me out with a quote. Anyways, the smaller the ball, the better the book. Meaning, essentially, the books about golf, which are a bit slower, a bit more, you need more dexterity, are like more cerebral, make for better books. And I wanted to know, one, do you agree with this?
Do you golf?
And do you golf? And then two, are there enough good books about women's soccer?
That's a great question. I feel like...
Setup was bad, but the questions
No, the
were
question's
good.
really good, and I'm thinking about it because, like, my dad's written a few, so I'm kind of like, oh God, do I throw Wayne under the bus? Well, I will say he's like a ghostwriter, so he wrote Carly's and Bry Scurry's, and did one way back when, I think on the 99ers. So shout out Wayne.
We love you, Wayne.
Wayne has done
We
plenty
love
of,
you,
actually,
Wayne.
if my dad's listening, we're good with women's soccer books. I think like ending it there would be perfect. You've done incredible work. I think let's keep family and soccer separate.
Send this clip to
Church
Wayne.
and state, Wayne. He's done enough work in the women's soccer world. We are so grateful for him, but no more books. No more books, because you know what? Now I'm here, so it gets a little bit, the line gets a little bit blurry, you know? So anywho, but no, outside of Wayne, I don't think that there's enough books about women's soccer. And just, I think about like the movement that is happening, and just like the trajectory, the upward trajectory of women's soccer, and like even the growth we've seen over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Like surely there's a book in that.
Truly.
And I think also just like the stories, like I know there was the, I'm thinking like the, I think it was Dave Hershey who did the big kind of like coffee table U.S. Women's National Team book. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, there's not really one about like the work that you and others did in regards to equal pay, which I think like has to be written about.
It has to.
Not by
right?
Wayne, but someone has to write it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Maybe you guys just literally write it. You could. But
Kegan Klingenberg.
And what is it? How like E.B. White? You could do like M. What's your middle name?
M.E.
M.E. Klingenberg. I mean, people would know. People would know. Come up with
People would be like, me Kling.
Me Kling. You could come up with an alias. Met. Do we tell them?
Go ahead.
All right.
You can tell this quick
All right.
story.
Quick sidebar.
Set the scene.
Portland PDX International Airport.
No, it was in.
Houston.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Houston, Texas. I don't know what the name of that airport is.
worry
We're at a Starbucks, and Kling orders most likely a matcha, I would assume.
Yes,
That's irrelevant to the
very
story.
Early
but
in the morning.
very early in the morning. And Kling orders a matcha, and the lovely woman working at the Starbucks, who was working so hard and had so many drinks to make, for whatever reason, thought that Kling's name was Met. And so called out, matcha, Met, and we were all like, Met? And she got Shelby's name wrong too. Shelby was Velpy. I'm like, ma'am, I think you might be a little hard of hearing. Velpy. Velpy and Met. And so Kling quickly became Met, but then we would just take it and run with it and say Met, Kling, and Bet, because it just had a nice ring to it. So that's that story.
Regal.
It does sound regal.
Yeah.
Met.
All right, bringing this
Anyway,
back on
back
track,
to women's
back on
soccer
track.
books.
Yes.
And the first question being about the ball?
Yeah, do you agree basically that the books about golf and things like that will be better? And I just feel like,
No.
here's my opinion on it. I feel like soccer, because we're trying to play free and because we're trying not to think while we're out there, because typically that means you're playing at your best, that those type of concepts that we're doing are not easily spoken about by the players that are doing them. But I do think if you talk to women's soccer players, that would be better than talking to maybe like some of the guys who are playing who haven't really like thought about it or worked on that. That's my first thought about it. And then the second thought about it is just like, I do think that the concepts in soccer are difficult to make easy. So when you're talking at a high level about tactics with other people who understand high level tactics, it's easy to just like use the number system and talk about inversions and and like when are you gonna fly these people forward and blah blah blah. Anyways, that kind of language and those type of concepts are not easy to make simple.
Yeah,
So
very true.
that's my idea of why we don't
Why
have
we
any
don't
good
have
soccer
more.
books.
I agree with both of those. And I think really we've only seen like autobiographies, which are so good.
Yeah.
And I've loved the ones that I've read. But I do think there's so much more that could be written about that has maybe even less to do like with the actual soccer and more to do with like the movement and the just momentum behind like where women's soccer is going. I also think somebody, maybe it's Emma honestly, but somebody's got to write a book on like coaching women.
Yes.
Because let me tell you.
And not just like the surface level stuff.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I do think that there's so many good male coaches out there that still are inexperienced when it comes to coaching women or don't understand women because they're not women. And they're not necessarily to blame for that, but like what education and effort is kind of going into trying to understand more of that. And I'm not sure exactly how that book would go or how that could be written. But I do think like, and this is, I think, so much of Emma's whole approach with like the female lens and seeing everything through that and not just assuming that women are just like smaller men. We are so different and we need different things and we need to be coached differently. And I do think like that is still such an area for growth in women's soccer is like, I think in many ways we still are being coached like men. And I mean less about tactics and more just like emotionally in terms of communication, scheduling. Like there's so many nuanced.
Physiological.
Yeah, details. Like, you know, we were talking yesterday with our female kind of sports specialist here, Georgie, about how like even they are changing even the temperature of the room in our meeting room to a certain degree because women are known to like be more focused and alert in that set temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
well,
like,
can we start getting chairs that actually fit us? Because
these were made by a man. But it's so true. So I do think someone should write that book. And I honestly, think Emma would. I think I would read that. I would read that and I'd give it to some people.
Totally. And we can totally get it signed.
Yeah, signed copy for sure. But
Exactly.
I do think the more we evolve, like I think there is such a deep need for coaches, male or female, because sometimes it's women coaches too, like that just I think need to understand that we are not the same and that we need a different style and kind of coaching and communication and how can you best be specific about the players you're serving.
That would be a good book.
Yeah.
And speaking of books, I want to know, what are you reading right now? Anything good?
Ooh, I love this question. I'm reading 2 books actually.
Okay, great.
And some might say, 2? Come on, really? Yeah.
Is that what some might say?
I don't know. I have like a short attention span. Do you read 2 at once?
I read like multiple. I sometimes have like.
Well, you read them on your phone like a psychopath. I remember you'd be on the bus like this, swiping on your phone.
That's correct. But Ingrid did get me a Kindle.
Oh, thank God.
And I am liking
Thank
it
God.
a lot. And
Yeah.
it gets me like off of my my screens
yes.
because it's like
Yes.
one of those paperwhite, so
Yes,
it's not
I have
like
that,
a blue.
I have that one
it's
too.
so nice.
It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Anyways, what are you reading on your paperwhite?
I do love holding a book though.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's besides the point. We can't be traveling with all those books. So, I'm reading 2 books. I'm reading one that's kind of a faith-based book by a guy named Henry Nouwen. He's a Catholic monk, of course.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and he's actually, the book is about this painting by Rembrandt called The Return of the Prodigal Son. Are you familiar with the painting?
Yes.
It's pretty famous. I think it's in St. Petersburg, Russia right now. But
haven't
anyways.
seen it in person then.
You haven't been recently?
No, not recently.
And it's about the story in the Bible about the return of the prodigal son, but through the lens of this painting. And so he really breaks down like the nuances of the painting in relation to that story. And it's really beautiful and well written.
Cool.
So loving that. And then I just started James by Percival Everett. And it is the story of Huck Finn, but told from the perspective of the slave. I just started it, but it's really good, and I've heard amazing things about it. So I'm kind of holding those 2 in tandem right now. Loving it, yeah. That one I have a hard copy. The other one is a Kindle, so I have like a nice little balance.
So you have more of like a I'm going to learn and grow book, and then you also have like, wow, let's just veg out and enjoy sort of book. Is that how you usually go about it?
Yes, it is. And I don't like enjoy one more than the other. Like I do really love having both, but I do think it's important to like branch out and read different kinds of things, and I think it's just like good for my brain. But yeah.
I'm reading one right now, by the way, that I think you might love.
Tell me.
Have you heard of The Artist's Way?
No.
I'm blanking on the author, but I just started it, and Ingrid got me into it because I literally, and this might be TMI for everybody, but the other day, I was just sitting on my couch, and all of a sudden I was like, and just like let my big feelings out. And she's like, what's going on?
She's like, I have a book for you.
Yeah, basically, I was like, I'm contemplating my legacy. I'm contemplating what I'm gonna do next. I'm contemplating like if I have what it takes.
You're
like
just
I just
contemplating.
let it out.
Yeah.
And she was
for
like,
you.
do I have the book for you? And she brought it over, and it's basically like a 12-week course, but you know me, I never stick to that. I'm more, I'm a free bird.
Maybe I'll show up for a week.
And I'm going through it, and it's basically about how to unlock your creativity.
Oh.
And it's essentially like going inside and being okay, more than okay, like accept exactly your worthiness and like who you are, and how to get in touch with like that inner energy to allow your creativity to not to like for you to pull it out, but for it to just flow.
I love that.
And I feel like every artist, every sports professional, every person that has to create something should read this. Anyways,
Send it
I
my
just
way,
thought you
girl.
would really like it.
Yeah. You have my address.
I do.
You send it to me when you're
Which
done.
we
When
will
you're done.
not
Do you have
put-
notes in it? Yeah.
Of course I do.
Have you been annotating?
Sam.
I would love to read your annotations if you're willing to share them. Or are they really personal?
They're my annotations and Ingrid, so I don't know if she'd like that, but
Okay, all right. Well, then maybe I'll
I'll
just
ship
buy
you
my
your
own.
own. I'll ship you your
can
own.
also
So
bring.
you can make your own annotations.
Perfect, and I'll send them back to you.
Yeah. Okay, moving on from books and things like that, I wanted to ask, I only found this out recently because I went behind your back and I texted one of your best friends, Christina,
Okay.
and I said, I'm going to be talking to Sam on camera this week, and
boy.
is there something that I don't know about her that I should talk about? And she's like, I don't know if you know this, but Sam is actually an incredible pianist.
Are you gonna like roll out a piano or something?
No.
Okay, good.
but
Because
I
I'm
just wanted
rusty.
to know, like, you play the piano. What are the similarities between what you do on the field and the music that you create with the piano?
That's such a good question. I've never been asked that before. Well, growing up, my grandfather actually went to Juilliard, studied at Juilliard, and he taught my mom piano.
Wow.
And so she grew up playing piano, and music was
It's very creative.
gosh, so annoying, right? I'm like, the expectations are just, they're so heavy.
I think you're doing all right.
Yeah, and they also could like care less. They're like, you should move back in. You don't have to do anything. Live here for free. I'm like, okay, this is not good. But yeah, I think music was also just like a huge part of my upbringing. And my mom specifically always felt very adamant that like we didn't just do a sport, that like sport and music and like being well-rounded and like having other things that we were interested in. And I think that was maybe most important for me growing up, maybe compared to my other siblings, just because soccer quickly became like everything.
Yeah.
And you get it, like just your biggest focus, and it gets intense quickly. And so having something else that I was doing that I also could like channel that competitive energy, because it got real out there with the piano. It wasn't just like I'm playing for fun, and although I love to play, but I had a really quite strict teacher growing up, and if I didn't practice, if I didn't like do my practice my piece, like she would know, and I would hear it about it. But I would do these competitions actually called NISMA, and they were like New York State competitions where you'd have to like go in and perform a piece, and then they would give you a piece on the spot that you had to play in front of judges. So there's
Oh
like
my
4
gosh.
judges, and I was like 12.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm like, parents, like, are you trying to just traumatize me?
I think that really prepared you well for the Olympics.
They were like, she's gonna be ready when the time comes,
exactly.
because she did this,
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I love piano, and I to this day, like, I love classical music. I think I honestly listen to classical music maybe more than most other genres. I just think it's so beautiful, and it's so, I think any music's up for interpretation, but I think classical music more than anything is like so open to like your understanding of whatever it is that you're listening to. And I do think it does help me like connect with that part of myself, because naturally, as soccer has gotten a bit more to the forefront. I've lost sight of piano a bit, but I still, like, when I'm home, I love to play for fun. I don't remember a whole lot, but yeah, in my prime, man, you know, I used to crush those keys. So
Yeah, playing the Beethoven.
but yeah, I don't know about that. But I am very grateful that my mother always kind of like kept me to that, because I do think it broke up just the natural rhythms of like, okay, you go to school and you play soccer and like that's it. Like I do think it gave me just another piece of an identity and an art form and something else I loved that had nothing to do, like it was so different, right? Like I'm at soccer practice like with my buddies and you know, you're being yelled at by a coach or whatever, and then like, you know, now I'm at a piano and there's I'm being yelled at by my teacher. But yeah, I'm being yelled at a lot, but not actually yelled at, but just like people I think demanding a lot out of you and like holding you to a standard. And I think all of those lessons did really help shape me as I continue to grow as an athlete. And I think even like the discipline with piano and the just like the attention to detail and how like if you played a certain key a certain way, like it could disrupt the whole piece. And I think soccer can be very much so the same. Like details are so important, and I think for me as a six, like I've fallen in love with those details, and I think like I've come into myself fully as a player and a person. I think in like really just like allowing those details to be my focus, and like am I playing the outside back on my outside back right here? Am I playing Kling on her front foot so she can take her big touch and she can go 1v1 against that wide forward and make him look silly? Or am I playing the ball behind her so that she actually can't do that because I screwed her over and now her back is facing toward our own goal? And that's just one of many, I think, details that are so important to my job. But I think when I'm taking care of those details and doing them well and doing those little things well, then I think I'm able to help make the people around me better. And I think that just can help progress like the whole game. And I think I just love that about my position, because I think it's often overlooked, which I actually love about it. Like I think if I'm doing my job well, no one really notices. But if I'm not, then they will. But it's all about these little details. And I do think like piano and music and soccer really are similar that way.
I shouldn't be shocked to find out that you loved like piano so much growing up, because I do know you love like music. I've seen you love music. And as you mentioned earlier, we have done karaoke together, and while I cannot carry a tune, I do carry the floor. Like I am definitely entertaining up there.
Yes.
But I will say you, on the other hand, have some talent, bud.
Well, I mean, look, shall we set the scene?
Set the scene.
Whose birthday? Becky's?
Yes.
Becky Crandall's birthday. Well, should I say her last name? Becky's birthday. I don't want to out her.
Not Sauerbrunn.
Not Sauerbrunn. She would never do karaoke. That sounds like her personal hell.
Yes.
She'd be like, no.
Exactly.
I'm staying at home with my cats. You can't come over.
Correct.
Okay. Becky's birthday, and you were so kind to invite me. It was you and Rocky from the team, and then couple of Becky's friends, and there's this place in Portland that's like it was like a karaoke bar, right? And like you had a little private room.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'd love to be there. And I think we discussed before that we were gonna be performing Billy Joel's The Longest Time.
We did, and just so everybody knows, Sam and I did practice at home.
We did.
So like I was practicing my background vocals because I was the bum bum bum, you know, and Sam was the lead vocals, getting the high notes.
Well,
and Rocky Rodriguez from Kansas City and Costa Rica national team, she was supposed to be like the bass.
That girl ended up just swaying. Just swaying.
She didn't practice one bit.
Yeah, you
crushed
the vocals.
Thank you.
I will say I definitely have like a lower voice, so I feel like Billy's range really fits me. But I just, like, I remember seeing everybody out there, like, watching us, and they were like,
they were shocked.
They were shocked, and I don't know, like, in a good way.
Yeah.
Such a great song. We love Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Billy Joel should come to a soccer game. But
after that, Sam literally stands up all by herself and does...
But we all had to. Don't make it sound like I just, like, with all creative authority was like, it's my time. Like, no, we were going around in a circle playing. We were going around in a circle, and I picked my song.
Yes. And what did you pick?
I picked the theme from New York, New York by Frank Sinatra.
Yes, it was so good and belted it.
Yes, well, I grew up, and I do still consider myself a Yankee fan. The Yankees have been a big part of my family as well. Grandfather, huge Yankee fan. And after every win, I think every win, maybe every game, but definitely every win, they play theme from New York, New York. And it's just like this goosebumps moment. Yeah. Everyone in the stadium is singing it. It was like one of his favorite songs. Now he has passed since, but anytime it comes on, it's like waterworks for my family. Like my mom will start crying, like we'll start singing it. Like we love to play it and just like have a little moment. My brother got married in April, and it was like the last song that the DJ played, and we were all like arm in arm, like singing it. I was like, this is violent, but it's really sweet.
That is sweet.
So I just love that song. I think it's so good. And so, yeah, I had to rip it out for the girls. It was very fun to sing and perform for you all.
It was really fun, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of U.S. Soccer, driving a positive impact in the game and in communities all across the country, helping turn possibilities into achievements and lifting fans, stadiums, and cities to their feet. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, official bank of U.S. Soccer. Bank of America, N.A., member FDIC.
Okay, last question. The last thing, and honestly the most important thing that I want to know out of this interview is, what do you miss most about me?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
What?
I mean, there's so much I miss. I miss you so much. Are you kidding me?
I thought you were joking.
No, there's so much I miss.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that for the two cameras that are pointing at me right now either. I miss so much about you, truly. We were roommates for a couple trips.
We were.
We were always like really great roommates, I feel like. You would put on your mouth tape and I'd be like, bye.
Have a great night.
Have a great night. Won't talk to you. No, I mean, I think as I've grown into more of a leader this year, I feel like it's given me a different perspective on the leaders that we lost. And I think you specifically in that, and like your role on our team and the influence you had on our team, and like that can never and will never be replicated by anyone. I think specifically and we touched on this already, but like you bringing everything back to the joy is so important, and it's something I've tried to adopt in my own leadership style and like try to remind the girls about, because you were like that, like just this solid foundation of that for us that we needed all the time when, can I curse?
Yeah.
When shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And just like, it wasn't that bad. Yeah. And right, you get so caught up in results or what's happening at the club, and there were some crazy times and and I feel like you were just like the steward of that for us, of like coming back to why we do it and like the joy behind it. And specifically, if I'm to think of like one specific thing, I miss your pregame speeches, man, because now I have to do it.
You do? How's it going?
I mean, look, I'm not you, that's for sure. I really am trying, but I do, like, you're my muse. I'm like trying to, I'm like, what would Kling say?
You're so sweet.
And I do find I'm often in those final moments before the game. For anyone that doesn't know, before the games, Kling would gather us up in a circle and just like give this incredible, I don't know, 1 to 2 minute, maybe less time.
Way less.
Like, it felt like I was so enamored, like it, anyway, and would just give like this rousing speech to them, getting emotional, to the team about, I don't know, it would change game per game, but it was just like always what you needed to hear right before the game, and you did it with just like such intensity and fire, and I would literally always kneel. Do you remember? I would always kneel. I'm like, my queen. I literally like in awe. I would always be on the kneel, like a half kneel, like just about to take my inhaler puffs, just like listening to you in awe. And now, I didn't even intend to like adopt the tradition. It just sort of happened. Yeah. And like, I think I maybe said one thing once, and then it just sort of, and I don't know how yours began, but I do think the women that were there while you were on the team definitely missed that and needed that. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I can try. It's not going to be as good or as succinct or make as much sense, but I'm trying.
All you gotta be
and
is you, Sammy. That's more than enough.
You know what? That is it. Just be you, man. But I do remember so many of your messages that I felt like hit home perfectly right before the game, and just trying to kind of channel that and be that for the team. But I think specifically with leadership, it's like you don't, sometimes you don't like learn or like recognize these things until the people are gone. And I think with you, it was like, not that I felt like I took you for granted or the team took you for granted, and I hope you don't feel that, but like, it was like I found and felt such a, I think, new appreciation for who you are and who you were for our team specifically in like the leadership sense since you left, and alongside like with Beck and with Sinky, and like they just don't make them like you guys anymore. And like they don't. And then I'm like looking around, I'm like, okay, like here we go. Like, you know, I'm gonna really try. And like, I don't know, you guys are just, and I mean specifically in like our relationship, I feel like I could come to you about anything and like ask advice, and you always just have like the perfect wise answer for me. And I know I still can like come whenever, but I think just not having that in the locker room anymore has felt like such a shift and a hard shift. And so I do think this year in so many ways has like given me such an appreciation and gratitude for the leader that you are and for the influence that you had, yes, on the team, but like mostly just on me. Is that a good enough answer for you? Because I mean every word.
Yeah, that was honestly, I really didn't know where you were going to go with that. I thought it was going to be like, yeah, I miss you. Like,
no, you know me.
But like now we've just made the entire interview about me, and now I'm feeling a little like awkward about it.
So clean. Tell me about your fear.
You are honestly outraged. That is not on there, by the way.
What are you most afraid of in this life?
What is your greatest fear? Anyway, Sam, this has been so fun. I feel like I got to let you get back to camp. But thank you so much for being here. I love our laughter. I love our chats. I love just hanging out with you. And it feels so special to get some time again. So thanks for being here.
Love you, buddy. Thank you.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? And O'Reilly Auto Parts is right around the corner. O'Reilly Auto Parts can help take the guesswork out of your vehicle's check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan, a free service that only takes a couple of minutes to complete. You'll receive a free, easy-to-read report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans that have been verified by ASE-certified master technicians. O'Reilly Veriscan can identify the most likely problem with just one scan. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can then recommend the parts and tools that you need to do the repair right the first time. And if you're not comfortable doing the repair yourself, they can recommend a local shop for you. Don't ignore check engine, ABS, or maintenance light. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today, a free service exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Well, that was awesome from Kling and Sam Coffey, two longtime friends and teammates. We are so lucky to be able to listen in on that conversation. Of course, we've got a lot more content coming up for you. But first, Orlando, your holiday plans have just leveled up. The U.S. women's national team matches up with Italy on Thursday, November 28th, live at Inter & Co Stadium. Bring the energy for some Thanksgiving soccer in the 407. It's got to be a new tradition. So secure your seats today at ussoccer.com/tickets. And then the Olympic gold medalists head down to Fort Lauderdale, the U.S. women's national team last stop of 2025. It will be a second matchup against Italy on Sunday, December 1st at Chase Stadium. So secure your seats now at ussoccer.com/tickets. And here's something else you won't want to miss. If you are looking for a one-of-a-kind way to leave your mark on the future of U.S. soccer, you can join the U.S. Soccer Brick Program and engrave your legacy at the new Arthur M. Blank U.S. Soccer National Training Center. When you order a personalized brick, your message will be permanently placed in the Yazdini Family Plaza at the entrance of our new home in Atlanta. You'll also receive a complimentary replica brick shipped to your home or office. Every brick order directly supports the construction and maintenance of U.S. Soccer's brand new home and is considered a tax-deductible donation to the extent allowed by law. Do not wait. Order your personalized brick by December 31st to ensure it's installed by the opening of our new home. Secure your spot in U.S. Soccer's history today by visiting ussoccerbricks.com. I have my brick, and my co-hosts Ali Bedoya and Kling have ones too. So join us and get your brick. Okay, last thing Our favorite segment of the day, Ask the Pros, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now I'm alone this week. Kling's traveling, and Ali, as I said, is on the field trying to win MLS Cup. And that is where the question for me comes from. Should MLS adopt a more open calendar to align with Europe, or is the current structure better for long-term growth? It's been a huge debate topic for years. It's a huge conversation coming as well with the 2026 World Cup being in the middle of the season. The arguments for shifting the schedule for Major League Soccer are the ability to do more business with teams, especially in Europe, where a lot of the money is spent. So the ability to sell and buy players in windows that are a similar part of your season could help increase the movement of players in and out of Major League Soccer. It could help push more American players into some of the top leagues in Europe and maybe add more talent. But there is a climate difference between what we see in North America, in the US, and of course Canada when you're talking about Major League Soccer, and what you see across Europe. There are ways to tweak it. There are ways, like they do in Scandinavia, to take some Christmas breaks, but Montreal plays in an outdoor stadium. Minnesota plays in an outdoor stadium. Seattle, New York, Boston. So I think it will be really, really tough to do, but I like the idea of trying to do it as a way to potentially spur more growth in the game. We are at a time right now where everyone's trying stuff to help soccer grow, and I don't mind the idea of MLS trying something new for a little bit and seeing that if it's able to work. Love that question. If you want to do your Ask the Pro, drop our partners at Westwood1 a DM on Instagram at Westwood1 Sports. Well, we'll see you next week right here on the US Soccer Podcast for another huge interview as we have Jedi Robinson preparing for the next USMNT game, one of the best performers for the U.S. over the last 4 years and in the Premier League. He sat down with Kling, left back to left back. So make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe on YouTube so you never miss an episode.
Crushed it. Oh, love you.